Hello everybody again. Here's another video. It's going to be a short one. I picked up 3 games and I had picked up through eBay or Amazon, I forget which, an accessory for the original Game Boy. But it's going to be a short video. I still haven't found that Sumo Fighter game. Man, once I find, and guys, you watch this, hook a brother up, man, in the video game community. Figure something out, because if I can get a complete in box Sumo Fighter for the original Game Boy, that opens up, because of my OCD, that opens up everything. You guys are going to see my game room. You guys are going to see my Game Boy original complete in box collection. You're going to see my PS1 collection as of now, my Dreamcast, my Genesis, my Nintendo 64, my Nintendo DS, my 3DS, Game Boy Advance. You guys are going to see Saturn. You guys are going to see PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360. You're going to see my Mortal Kombat collection, my Assassin's Creed collection. You're going to see Tekken. You're going to see everything, dead or alive. I mean, we're talking like a bunch of stuff. I just need a Sumo Fighter complete in box, which is rare as hell to find. I found 3 people that have it. They won't even sell it to me. I'm offering them ridiculous amounts of money. They will not sell it. So help a brother out here, okay? But without further ado, here we go. Here's some of the stuff I got. I was in J Street Games the other day, mid-July, when I did one, I think the last one time I did one of these videos, and they had a Black Label Crash Bandicoot 2 for the PS1, and I wasn't sure if I had the Black Label CB2 or if I had the Greatest Hits version, and so I didn't want to buy it and then go back and have to return it, which I couldn't be for store credit. I was like, screw it, I'm going to go check it out. And so sure enough, I had the Greatest Hits version, and I made it back to J Street like 2 weeks later, and sure enough, it was gone, and I was fucking pissed. But I did end up getting a game through J Street. I traded in some extra crap that I've gotten, you know, over my collecting here. You know, a PS2 game here. I had an order through eBay, and some guy ended up giving me not only what I ordered, but a little. It must have been a mistake, but I was like, screw it, I'm going to keep it. It was like Pac-Man 3DS Surprise Party or Pac-Man Party or something like that. I think it was Pac-Man, but for the 3DS, I got like $5 for it. At J Street. I'm like, screw it. So I went towards, I ended up only like 74 cents. I traded in 4 or 5 games I have no use for. I ended up getting Maximum Carnage for the Genesis. Okay, complete in box. Now here's the thing about LJN. Every video I've ever seen, you know, wait a minute. This says it's made by Acclaim. That's what I thought. It's not made by LJN. Unless the Super Nintendo version was made by LJN. This is made by Acclaim. Oh, maybe Acclaim published... No, because... Oh, LJN must have been part of Acclaim. Okay, here's the deal. All right, this is interesting. Let me just show you the poster here. This is actually pretty cool that this poster came with the game. And I'll go into LJN in a minute, but this is Video Game Blockbusters from Acclaim, but also by Arena, Flying Edge, and LJN. And as you can see, here's the poster. You can get in there. You got T2, you got WWF Royal Rumble, Bart Simpson. What else we got here? T2, Alien 3. I don't know what that is. I can't really see it. There's Tiny Toon Game, I think, or Crash Test Dummies. Mortal Kombat all the way down at the bottom there. There you go, Mortal Kombat. So the bottom line is, and Roger Clemens MVP Baseball is part of this, Quarterback Club is part of this, NBA All-Star Challenge. Oh yeah, it was a Crash Test Dummy, super high impact. Okay, here's the deal. So I always thought LJN was its own publisher, and a lot of people on these channels say LJN's awful. They make the worst games. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I had The Amazing Spider-Man for the original Game Boy. Okay, I didn't think that was a bad game at all. I thought it was fun. I thought it was challenging a little bit. I liked it. It was like a beat 'em up. You know, they had some action adventure sequences. You know, it changed the dynamics of the game a little bit. One, you're on the streets. I mean, sort of it got repetitive a little bit, but I didn't care. I was like 10, 12 years old. I didn't give a shit. I thought it was a great game. Maximum Carnage, they're saying, is one of the best LJN games ever produced. See, LJN's nowhere on here. And there may have been 2 different versions of this, because from what I've seen in other people's videos, LJN is on here. This is the Acclaim one. LJN's nowhere to be found, except in that little poster that it came with. And yeah, it just says Acclaim. And I always thought, and it was weird because I remember Maximum Carnage when I was a kid playing it over my friend Yossi's house, and we used to play that thing to death on his Genesis. And I would have remembered, I have a really good memory, I would have remembered if it was LJN, but I never thought it was. And then everybody's like, oh, Maximum Carnage is one of the best LJN games ever produced. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, I didn't know Maximum Carnage was made by LJN. And then when I just saw this doing this video, I said, okay, well, Acclaim. I was like, yeah, it wasn't made by LJN. Then I saw LJN on this poster. So the bottom line is, I don't think LJN's that bad of a company. Now, I never had Mortal Kombat. I mean, I never had a Nintendo growing up, an original Nintendo, and I know a lot of those horrible games were made by LJN for the original Nintendo, and so maybe so. But the LJN games that I've played, that I know I've played, like original Amazing Spider-Man for the Game Boy, wasn't that bad of a game. It really wasn't. So anyway, Maximum Carnage, one of the great beat-em-ups. I'm going to put this poster back in here and close this up. But here you go, Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage. I'll show you guys the screenshots on the back. Okay. But the bottom line is, there you go. So here's the thing. Only one maniacal madman can force Spider-Man to unite with his sinister arch nemesis, Venom. Carnage. His deadly rampage is tearing New York City apart. Only wild web-slinging maneuvers, crushing combat moves, and superhero allies can save the city from total obliteration. It's maximum mayhem. It's maximum carnage. Paint the town red. And the in-game graphics say, give me liberty or give me carnage. Captain America throws his mighty shield. Venom cleans up Central Park. The long arms of the law. Venom and Morbius swing into action. Rooftop rumble and carnage rules. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So I got this for the Genesis. It was, you know, is what it is. Oh, I forgot to put in my still registration, warranty registration card from Acclaim Entertainment in Glen Cove, New York. Ooh, look at that glare. You guys can't see this. That's horrible. Let's see if you can focus a little bit. Anyway, you can see that that's a registration card. There you go. Whatever. Bottom line is, great pickup. You know, I've had this as a kid. I think I rented it a couple times. So anyway, that's that. Now, the other two games, nothing special. They were in the Walmart bargain bin. The next couple things I'm going to show you were in the Walmart bargain bin. I was like, $10, $9.96. I'm like, fuck it. I'll play them at some point. You know, they're not on my immediate list of games to play, but I'll have them at some point. First is Jeopardy for the Nintendo DS. Looks like a kiddie version of Jeopardy with the kiddie graphics and everything else. The kiddie Alex Trebek, as you can see here. Kiddie Alex Trebek, you know, like bobblehead graphical people. So what do you got? This is Jeopardy! Join Alex Trebek on the set of America's favorite quiz show. Use your quick wits and lightning fast skills to be the first to make it to Final Jeopardy! You got authentic gameplay. Test your knowledge of 2,400 clues in Jeopardy, Double Jeopardy, and Final Jeopardy action. Battle of the Brains. Play Jeopardy with up to 2 friends and lock in your response using the unique handwriting recognition feature. Experience the thrill. Play your favorite quiz game on the full Jeopardy set, complete with lights, cameras, studio audience, and the Clue Crew. So there you go. That's Jeopardy for the Nintendo DS. And the next one, of course, is their sister, Wheel of Fortune for the Nintendo DS, still made by THQ. I think this is one of the rare games to actually feature Pat Sajak. Most of the games were just had Vanna White in the game, you know. So there you go. Now be a contestant on America's favorite game show in your own home. Join Pat Sajak and Vanna White on the virtual set of Wheel of Fortune. For the first time ever, you can spin the wheel on your Nintendo DS. Test your skills with 8,000 plus fun and exciting puzzles. Use a unique handwriting recognition feature to write your letter guesses and solve the puzzles instantly. Play against virtual opponents or bring the whole family together in 3-person multiplayer. So nothing special there, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, now the next couple things aren't video games. I figure I'll just throw them in here. There are 3 movies I got in the bargain bin for $5. I said, screw it, $5. One of them I was hemming and hawing about. I'm like, do I really want to spend $5 on this? I've never seen it. I don't really care to see it. But then Robin Williams passed away recently, and I'm like, you know what? $5, fuck it. So I bought it. And it's Hook. Okay. I'm a big Peter Pan fan. Not like a gigantic Peter Pan fan. I liked Finding Neverland. I like that movie of Peter Pan. But there you go. You know, Robin Williams looked real young in this, man. Really, really, really young. And of course, it came out in 1991. Yeah, it's over 2-hour movie. Julia Roberts is in it. Dustin Hoffman's in it. The late Bob Hoskins is in it. And for those of you who don't know who Bob Hoskins is, he played Mario in Super Mario Brothers with John Leguizamo. So there's Hook. Pick that up. The next is an Ernest variety pack. I loved Ernest as a kid. I figured fuck it for $5. I almost didn't get it because I'm OCD. If there's movies that star like a bunch of them, I have to get either each individual movie or one that has all the movies on it. I can't just get like 3 movies on one and then try to do singular for the others because it's just a mess. I don't like it like this. But for this, I don't know how Ernest movies work, and so I picked this up. There's 2 movies on here, and then there's some behind-the-scenes footage. You got Ernest in the Art. So let me just show you this. Ernest Wacky Adventures Volume 1. There's probably a Volume 2 at some point, but I found this was $5. I said, yeah, $5, let's pick it up. So you got Ernest in the Army, Ernest Rides Again, Ernest Greatest Hits 1, and Ernest Greatest Hits 2. And Ernest Greatest Hits 1 and 2, there's commercials that he was in, bloopers, behind the scenes, special surprises, outtakes, public service announcements. So I picked that up. I love Ernest, man. Jim Varney was great. He died too young. Died way too young. Jim Varney. And then the next one, I never get these things because they're piles of crap most of the time. And I looked at I'm a huge horror movie fan, huge. Like, we're talking ghosts, not so much zombies, but demons, end of the world prophecies, that type of shit. And I love that, love those movies, poltergeists, legends and mythologies and stuff. So anyway, we got America's Most Haunted, Some Legends Never Die, 4 bonus movies. Includes 4 bonus movies. Actually, I didn't even look at this too well. I mean, I saw the front cover, and I'm like, this looks pretty good, sorta. And then I looked at the back, I'm like, yeah, B movies, I figure. But I read each type of movie, and I'm like, yeah, some of them are all right. Screw it. For $5, I'm getting 4 movies. I didn't even know that there was America's Most Haunted was an actual movie. I thought it was just, that's what it was called, and there was 4 movies in it. But there's 5 movies on this disc. All B movies, all, Woody Harrelson's in one of them. Anthony Perkins is in another one, so, whatever. But the first one is America's Most Haunted. And basically, from the description, it's a TV show that basically fakes encounters, and then on the set of one of their faking of the encounters, they actually run into a ghost. Okay, so there you go. The next one's called Bay Coven. And from the little description here, basically, it's a little town full of coven of witches, and they're on a mission to fill a vacancy in their bloodline, and they found the perfect candidate. Woody Harrelson stars in that one. Then there's one called Midnight's Child. They hire an au pair, like a nanny, but the girl puts the family under a dangerous spell, and they have to break the spell, otherwise they don't stay alive. The next one's called Daughter of Darkness. Anthony Perkins is in this one. Daughter of Darkness is basically this girl, Catherine, loses her mother, and she has to go and track down her father, and she goes to Bucharest, Romania, and basically, I assume she finds out that her father's one of the original vampires. I haven't seen the movie yet, but that's probably what happens. And Haunted from Within. This woman kills her children, and it seems like she's under the spell of the La Llorona, a legendary demon or something. And then there's a curse that goes to more women who basically kill their children, and so that's called Haunted from Within. So there's 5 movies on this for $5. I said, fuck it, why not? So that's that. That's what I picked. Oh, and then the last thing is, I apologize, is Nintendo Game Boy Original Carrying Case. Now, the story behind this Nintendo Game Boy Original Carrying Case is in Woolworths, in Denham Mall, back in the day. Woolworths was a store. There was like a gigantic TG Maxx and Bradley's mixed together that had everything. They had clothes, they had food, they had electronics, they had everything you can think of. Woolworths was the shit as a kid, trying to find, missing gems. When I get into my original Game Boy, collection, complete in box games, I got some stories behind some of the games I did get at Woolworths, but here's a quick story from this. All right, and it'll tie into one of the videos I do later on. Basically, we were shopping in Woolworths, me and my mom, and I think one of my friends, and or maybe it was just me, my mom, and my sister. And we go in, and they had Adventures of Star Saver on sale for the original Game Boy. It looked like a pretty cool game. Then they had oh, wait a minute. No, I might take that back. It might not have been the Star Saver one. Oh, man, maybe it was. Here's the story. It was either, no, yeah. It was Star Saver because F1 Race and Super RC Pro was in Sears, and that was a bundle that was on sale. Okay, so it was Adventures of Star Saver. So I picked that up, and then they had like a Game Boy carrying case, like this fanny pack thing for like $3 or $5, brand new. And I'm like, I mean, you know, I'm not gay or anything. I'm not going to run around with a fanny pack, you know, tip to my waist. But the bottom line is it was a carrying case. I said, screw it, why not? So my mom got it, $5. And then obviously when I traded in all my stuff way back in the day, that went with it or got lost or whatever the case is. So I picked it up on eBay. It was like nothing. And I said, yeah, because I remember having this as a kid. So that's part of the original Game Boy Collection stuff. So, you know, thanks for watching the video. Quick video. Really didn't have a lot of games to show off, which is fine. But, you know, I'm getting closer. You know, I got in contact with one of these guys at the place that I work at. He was a client that had come in, and apparently he's a huge video game collector as well. Lives like probably 40 minutes from me. I didn't even know. He's originally from New Jersey, but supposedly has a whole bunch of stuff that I'm missing. I emailed him on eBay. Hopefully he gets back to me, and maybe we can make a transaction, and I can, you know, get a lot more games for the collection that I need. But there it is. You know, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Any comments, you guys, I'll respond to every single one as soon as I can. I'm busy with a whole bunch of stuff. This is like a secondary thing for me at this point, but I'll try to make as many videos as I can and update you and not have them be boring or whatever. But, man, this Sumo Fighter for the original Game Boy, if I can find this is going to be big. It's going to open the door for all you guys that have been watching this and be like, wow, can we see his video game collection? Can we see his goddamn, you know, he said he's going to change the camera angle. He's going to go out and do this. He's going to go out and do that. And so far, it's just the same shit. And I apologize, but my OCD takes control, and I have to do things a certain way. But once I get Sumo Fighter, you know, and I'm going to go back on Nintendo Age, and I'm going to go post another, you know, want ad for it, you know, because I know people have it, and hopefully if I keep pestering them enough, they'll finally say, screw it, give me X amount, and I'll be like, all right, good. And I'm not saying I want it for, like, cheap money. I mean, obviously that would be great. I know how much the game is worth. I know how much I would have to pay for it, and I don't have a problem. I've even gone double over what I would have to pay for it, and people still say no. So, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Hopefully more videos to come, and we'll go from there, guys. Thanks for watching.